Hey, Coach Thomas, go up on the mic for me. Do a mic check, please.
Check, check, well. No, I don't sing. Gotta like get on my, it's gonna swat. You good?
You're good, thank you.
You're welcome.
welcome to our 2020 football awards night. Our season, it's not just about our players and our coaches and everybody. There's a lot of people that are involved to make our season a go. There's a lot of people that are behind the scenes, and there's a lot of people that help out in every way possible for this, and we are truly blessed as a community to have that. So first off, for our thank yous, we have to thank our school board and our superintendent, Mr. Fisher, our principal, Mr. Whitted, our middle school principal, Mrs. Keel, our assistant principal, Mr. Wagner, for all our support, our athletic director, Mr. Evans, for successfully completing a full fall season for all sports. I think that's truly remarkable. The Athletic Booster Club, for all their support. The parents, you guys, we can't do this without you. For making sure that the practice uniforms are clean, to all of our fundraisers, to help feed the teams, getting all the workouts we do, getting them to practice on time, getting them out of bed sometimes, everything in between. All that fight and all that. That's truly special, and I just have to thank the parents for that. It's amazing. Jimmy Shine, for all the work he does behind the scenes, we're doing our stats, our travel, all of our travel equipment, everything. We put everything in the back of the truck. I mean, he does so much for us. And again, we are truly blessed to have Jimmy Shines. I don't know how many Jimmy Shines there are out there, but we are blessed to have him. Our equipment manager, Lucas Graybill, is our filmer tonight. Again, everything he's done, I mean, he shows up every day from when we first started out the gate. Sometimes we're in 100-degree weather and he's in jeans, and I'm like, oh boy, you're probably hot, here's some water. But he does a great job with setting stuff up, and just thank you, Lucas. Our trainer, Avery Petro, thank you for everything you do, not only for our football team, but just for all of Sandy Valley Athletics. Our game day equipment managers that are working on the sidelines, Shane Meir, that's Brandon Fisher and Brad Patrick. Those guys are on the sidelines working on our helmets, getting stuff, making sure guys are social distance and all that. They did a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and again, it's greatly appreciated. Dr. Kale charts our offensive plays, and just there's times where he's up there, he's helping us out any way he can upstairs, and that's again, we're very fortunate to have Dr. Kale. Jody German, Missy Blair, for just helping organizing, assigning, spearheading our feed the teams, our pepperoni roll fundraisers. We are just truly lucky to have such great team meals on Thursday nights and Saturday morning playoff breakfasts. And again, you guys are going to be truly missed. You really are. So thank you guys for all your hard work and everything you've done. Again, we were very fortunate to have you guys. Our middle school football coaches, Larry German, Chris Donahue, Adam Hurlis, and Scott Blair. Coaching our middle school football teams, they do an outstanding job. And this year, obviously, they finished really strong, 7-1. Again, and that just proves that the future is bright. And again, we're truly lucky to have those guys down there, and we're excited for the future because of you guys. Nate Young helps out with our stats with Jimmy Shine, and he also does a little bit of filming on the side too, and helps us out during practices. Again, that's very fortunate to have guys like that. Girard Westrich and Christina Hormel are our cheerleading advisors and our SV cheerleaders for all their hard work. John McLaughlin, our team photographer. Craig Carnes and Sandy Valley Band, best dang band in the land. I didn't want to use profanity, so I'll just stop right there. But Happy Peterson, our team pastor. My coaching staff. Again, you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with, and I truly believe I have the best staff in Ohio. I'll put them up with anyone, any program you name it, I'll put them up with them. Okay, and again, that starts with our younger coaches all the way up to we'll call them veterans. Again, those are guys that are they constantly grind, they constantly go through things, and I'm constantly learning from them. And we're constantly involved, and that's through their hard work. So again, thank you to AJ Minster, defensive backs and wide receivers, and new special teams coordinator who broke a record with Mason Tucci because he's really fast. But again, that's awesome job. Robbie Anderson, again, our offensive line, the relationships he builds with our offensive line, and just that unity he's building, as he's going to continue to do, and really happy to have him. Ben Thomas, just a little bit of everything. He coaches again, you know, O-line, D-line, a little bit of linebackers, does it all. He does a lot of things with, you know, it helps out tremendously with a lot of things, especially with, you know, helping me out, me personally. So just another young superstar. We have Greg Williams back there. Coach Williams is, we're really fortunate to have Coach Williams back. You know, when Coach Ridenball, you know, got sick, we were kind of in a bind a little bit defensively, and Coach Williams, you know, took the reins, and we're very fortunate for him to you know, we didn't miss a beat. We put together some really good game plans, and you know, make some big playoff wins, and I appreciate all his hard work and everything he's done. We have obviously Coach Ridenball coming back, right? That's again, you know, we know about his situation about, you know, getting sick, but again, him fighting back to us, and again, just as soon as he could be allowed to come back, he came back, and that's very special. He's been my right-hand man to continue to do that. We have Coach, we call him Coach Fred Thomas, okay, but we call him OT, the original Thomas. All right. Again, that's a Stark County football legend. I know he doesn't want to hear that. I know I'm probably embarrassing him, but he is. We're very fortunate to have him, especially with when I was a GA, a young coach for Walsh University. You know, he was the defensive coordinator, and I learned so much from him. And just very fortunate to have him on staff. And obviously, my father, Coach OG, Frank Gamble. You know, there's times where if I'm yelling on the sidelines, I'm yelling in a headset, it might be at him, you know, but just know at the end of the day, I love him. And again, I'm just happy to have him on staff with me. So there is times, though, again, that we, but again, it's all love. It's all love. So I appreciate you, Dad. Lastly, coaches' wives. We, you know, especially mine, you know, just, you know, all the time that we're away, you know, you learn more each year. You learn more as my family grows, and as families grow, and as families, you know, maintain. You know, just the opportunity for you know, my wife Vina to take care of a 2-year-old and my new 10-day-old daughter Ayla. You know, and just to appreciate everything at home. You know, I appreciate everything that you know, the coaches' wives do. They have to be special. And anyone I may have left out, though, thank you for this season. All right. You know, 2020. Wow. What a unique year, you know, to put that lightly. You know, there's so many obstacles that we had to overcome. Just to bring back a little bit of ordinary and to have a sense of normalcy. Looking back, we literally were day to day. You know, every single day for 4.5 to 5 months, every day of the unknown. We're gonna have practice tomorrow. We're gonna have a game tomorrow. We're gonna have, you know, it's every day. But every day, doing that, these guys brought it every day. All right, they knew there's football, we're grinding, and these guys right here did that, and that's very special. You know, I'm just so proud of the way that we persevered. You know, we kept fighting no matter what obstacles were thrown our way. You know, dating back to March 13th. March 13th, it was a Friday, and that was the last day of school, normal school, 2020. And that was also the last 6 a.m. lift that we had as organized lifting that day. You know, and then during the shutdown, you know, we had our position coaches make phone calls to each player to check in on, you know, how they're doing physically, and more importantly, and I think it's the most important thing, is how they're doing with their mental health. You know, how they maintaining this. And I think that is so important in today, especially today. You know, we created SV Google Classrooms, which we're still going to use in the future as we grow with this. We're going to, you know, we had Google Meetings. We post weekly workouts that had access to workouts that were weekly for those of you that had weights around you, and we also post a workout for people that had just body weight only, that they could just, you know, use their own stuff, use gravity. Either way, we try to make it so you can have a workout each week, at least 3 to 4 days a week, so that you're there and you're in it, you're training. And you know, in June 1st, fast forward a little bit to June 1st, that was our first day back, from being remote. And boy, for I don't know if it felt like for you guys, but for me, it felt like Christmas. It was like Christmas, having everybody back, having the band back together, through all that grind. And, it really makes you appreciate the little things, right? It really does. And, this year, we were making competition teams before June 1st. And we had the draft live on Google Meets, and that was pretty neat. But because we knew June 1, we're hitting the ground running. We're doing our competition teams day 1. So to do that, we had to go remote with it, but again, we had some highly, highly competitive, put it lightly, competitive events going on for those competitions. And but I know we all were, especially me, and I know everybody here, itching to compete a little bit. So that was a big thing. Camp came around in July, like it always does. But this time we had to go with camp, without our helmets. They got shut down a little bit. The reconditioning factory got shut down, so they were behind. So the entire time at camp, we had some borrowed helmets, and then our linemen didn't even have helmets. But you know what we did? We persevered. We kept rowing the boat the entire time. And again, those may cause more gray hairs for coaches and parents and everybody else, and some players. But I enjoyed every minute of it, because again, it's what you try to keep conquering, and that's the beauty of what we're doing right now. And what I've learned the last 12 seasons that I've been at Sandy Valley, it's just that every season, every obstacle has its ups and downs. It has obstacles, our obstacles that kept coming, we kept fighting back. And I thought that was pretty amazing. From Coach Ridenball getting sick, in early July, on a breathing machine in ICU for almost 90 days. And like Coach Ridenball, who fought back to get to us, he kept rowing the boat, and we kept rowing the boat for him. I remember being so excited for our first game, and just getting the kickoff, and just that feeling, I want to get to the first game, And then when boom, it was there, in the rain, right? That's okay, I don't care, we don't care, we love it, okay? And, just having that feeling, okay, we made it this far, let's keep going. Fast forward through another obstacle, losing our captain, two-way All-Ohio player, Brady Russell, in a big playoff win late in the fourth quarter against Indian Valley. But our defense and our offense had to keep rolling the boat for him and keep honoring him. Fast forward again, Wednesday, September 23rd. We're going to practice, and our golf cart catches on fire. The wind then picks up when it wasn't windy and blew the fire onto our turf, burning part of our 5-week-old brand new turf, not knowing if we would ever play another home game in 2020. But we kept rowing the boat. And we even got to play at Tom Benson Stadium, which is pretty awesome. Fast forward again, Friday, October 30th, at 4:30, we find out we cannot play our Week 10 opponent against Canton South due to a Canton South COVID case. Thinking our season was over, and then going through the weekend trying to find games. And then at 12:30, the following Monday, we were able to find a Week 10 opponent, Girard. And we kept rowing the boat, finishing what we started with a school record 63-point electric night. Completing this season with 10 games and obstacles along the way, but we kept rowing the boat to the end. There's nothing like Friday Night Lights. There is nothing like it. I'm a head coach of 2 major sports, and there is nothing like it. It's not something that you can just start and pick up, and when camp rolls around or 2 days and say, I'm going to play football. It's a process. It is a life choice. It is a lifestyle. And this team, they never stop fighting. Through the fight of every day's adversities we come across, to our opponents we face game day, we embraced it, man. We loved it. We love that challenge. By winning each day and getting better. Through this school weightlifting, and starting in December, to transition of 6 a.m. lifting, and when baseball started up in February, to getting shut down and going remote, having our players take on their own responsibility of getting stronger on their own, and some of them coming back even stronger. The June weightlifting and conditioning stations, to the long days of camp and the hot grinding 2 days, we loved every minute of it. Because again, we appreciate the little things and we love this game. And I felt like every single day was a blessing, you know, and they're not taking anything lightly. These guys brought in, they embraced it, each challenge, each obstacle, and each new protocol. You know, we kept going through it, keep fighting through it. You know, we overall are beyond proud of our team in this season. To be able to take this program farther in the playoffs than any other team in our school history, to break yet another record, to add to another banner through all the obstacles is truly amazing and inspirational to me. That blue-collar workman mentality, outworking our opponents and ourselves to elevate to new levels. I'm also extremely proud of our seniors and our captains. They were all in at all times. We have seniors that are not only the best to come through Sandy Valley, but are the best to come out of Starr County history. These seniors have set a new bar, a new standard here. Our seniors and veteran players took the reign of the locker room, created a positive culture that helped us progress and keep getting better. They leave a stamp of 2 conference championships, the first being since 1956, 2 playoff wins, which is the most in school history. They have laid a foundation down as to what is expected to not only the duration of the season, but what it takes in the off season. And how important the weight room truly is. It's obvious, we will miss our seniors. We love our seniors. Thank you, seniors. And finally, to our underclassmen, you know, we have exit meetings, individual exit meetings, you know, after returning equipment. It's very important. We talk about our individual goals and our team goals, both past, present, and future. And almost everyone has some of our team goals that are very lofty for next year. This offseason is going to be the most important offseason of our career. It is every year because it's that important. Our games are going to be won in the offseason. And you're going to need to be there when we start up December 7th at 6 a.m. And in closing, this year was a definition of perseverance. I enjoyed every minute of it. I love the fight. I love the grind. The future is very bright for Sandy Valley football. Thank you, seniors. Thank you, team. Thank you, parents. And thank you, community. Go Cards. I'm gonna now turn it over to Coach Minster and Coach Anderson to talk about the JV season and some individual accolades.
Onto the JV certificates here. First up, we'll talk about number 9, Carter Rice. Okay, I felt like Carter made leaps and bounds this season from last. I felt like he got a little bit bigger. Okay, he got a little bit quicker. Okay, and defensively not afraid in JV games to fly downhill and make contact. Okay? Carter Rice, the future is bright for you. I hope you work hard this offseason. Okay? Get bigger, faster, and stronger. And the sky's the limit for you. Next year, junior will be junior Carter Rice, number 9. Next up, we got number 11, Dante Fallow. A great freshman receiver for us, defensive back. Okay, and now I get the honor of seeing him ball it up on the basketball court. Just crossing beach up day in, day out. It's fun to watch. But Dante had a little scary injury there at Caraway. He had that neck injury. Okay, but I know he's gonna battle through that. He's gonna work hard this offseason. He's gonna get some confidence out there on the football field, right? Number 11. Okay, and we're gonna have a great football player, number 11, Dante. Next up, we got Warrior Bean, number 15. Warrior here? Warrior didn't make it. We'll move on right along then. Number 17, quarterback, defensive back, Nicky Petro. It's a tough job, being the scout team quarterback, day in, day out. Especially going up against, Reese Franks across from you day in, day out, or Brock Smitty, okay? But Nicky answered the challenge day in, day out, just came to practice, gave us a great look, okay, on the scout offense and scout defense. Nicky, like I've been saying to everyone, just have a good offseason and the sky's the limit for you as well. Next up, we have number 24, Alonzo Shed. Alonzo's greatest memory so far in his career has to be picking off number 10, Cam Blair. Okay, but more about Alonzo was just a great team player. Every team, you need Alonzo, someone who's always positive, who always has a great outlook. Okay, just a great part of a good football team. Number 24, Alonzo Bichette. Next up, we move to number 30, Damian Smith. Damian, headhunter. Damian, a freshman here, he gets after it at the linebacker position. Also plays a little bit wide receiver on offense, but defensively in JV games, Damian, when he blitz that A or B gap, he comes downhill quick, and Damian's gonna be a big part of our future here. That's number 30, Damian Smith. Next we got 34, Jaden Capella. Jaden almost had a touchdown on a Friday night. Okay, we're gonna get that here though, maybe next year. Okay, Jaden's another great team player. Always a positive outlook, positive energy, and I thrive off of positive energy. Gave Grady Russell energy bus book. Did you read that yet? I'm gonna read that. But Jaden Capella, just a great kid to be around. He learns about football day, and like every day he just gets smarter on the football field, and I expect that to continue to grow, into his sophomore season. Number 34, Jaden Capella. No Jason Morris either, right? Okay. And lastly for me, and Coach Anderson will take over here, is number 72, Mason Collins. Mason. Okay, Mason's a sophomore. He just came out this year, and Mason is another just great kid. A kid that comes to practice every day, willing to learn, willing to get better. Okay, and that's all we can ask for, right? Someone that wants to come in, get better, okay, and learn more. Okay, that's all for me. Coach Anderson will take over.
I just want to start off by saying thank you, Coach Gamble. Didn't know what I was getting myself into with spread offense. Very different for me this year. Coaching staff, thank you. Coach Thomas, both of them, thank you for helping me learn different things this year. Coach Williams, you too. This year was different for me. I was the head guy for the offensive line. It was really different. Never had this, never knew what I was getting myself into, but you guys learned, grew, day one. So, without that, I don't know what I do. So, here we go. Number 52, Jackson Clark. Jackson started at JV center from the JV some this year. He has a very bright future. You listen very, very well. Your feet are tremendous, man, and you got hurt. Isaiah Williams. Isaiah worked his butt off in practice, even when he didn't want to. Saw some JV time this year on D-line. He was very raw when he first started day one. He never played football, so it was very new to him, and I'm very happy he came out. He also has a very, very bright future for us. Number 58, Tristan Dennis. Started most of the year at center, along with Jackson, but when you got your back injury, you came back and helped us on scout team a lot. All you guys need to hit the weight room hard this year. Off-season program, it's going to be big for you guys. Trust me, weight room, live in it. Number 59, Dawson Pollins. Saw times on the D-line this year. Was always one of the younger guys helping out another younger guy practice. And I thought that was awesome. Lucas Doherty. Started all year at the guard spot on JV. He is a very reliable person, very smart person. Gave us one heck of a look all year on scout team, and also, I can't wait to see what next year holds for you, bud. Number 66, Matthew Here. Boy, Matt. Started right beside his brother at right guard this year. Matt, I was really impressed with you from day one to the last day of football. You grew and you matured a lot, and I was very impressed with you. Number 71 is Pork Chop here. I didn't see you so short of her, Sam. Worked his butt off in practice. Played guard and D-line on JV. You have a great future on the football team, bud, and also I can't wait to see what the future holds. And the pastor, the deacon, number 75, Deacon Miller. Amazing guy, gave it all this year. Played a lot on the D-line. You improved from day one to the last day. And I can't wait to see what next year holds. We need to hit the weight room hard this year, bud. That's it for me.
All right, we'll now take, thank you guys, appreciate it. We'll now pass it off to our first year letter winners, Coach Ben Thomas.
Thank you, Coach. I'd also like to thank you for having me this year. I'd like to thank our veteran coaches and our younger coaches, especially Coach Williams for teaching me so much, and my dad. We were definitely the more quiet father-son tandem on the staff. First year letter winners, if I call your name, come on up to get your award. I know we got a couple guys not here tonight, so we'll just recognize everybody. We will start with special teams. Number 84, senior Bryce Stinger. Bryce is the guy that was always ready when his number got called. He never knew when his number was going to get called, but he always had a great attitude. He was very positive. He gave us a great look at practice, both of onside kicks and deep kicks. And I know Bryce, no matter what he does, he's going to have a very bright future. I do not think he's here tonight, but number 84, Bryce Stinger. Sticking with the kickers, it's always a weapon in high school football when you got a guy who you can trust to get you some field goals and PATs, and we definitely had that this year with number 82, Canyon McCourt. Like I said, very nice to have that reliable kicker. He's very talented. His future's very bright. He's only going to get better with experience. I know Canyon and Bryce both very good soccer players as well, so congratulations to them on great seasons there. But number 82, Canyon McCourt. This next guy, he also earned his letter mainly via special teams. Very reliable on all of our special teams units. Very tough kid. And that's number 20, Logan McDonald. Logan is the only kid that I've ever coached that I saw and thought he was going to get taken out on the stretcher, and 2 minutes later he is back at practice getting hit some more. So he's very tough. Took meetings every day as a running back. He was a JV leader, both as a linebacker and as a running back, and that's That's number 20, Logan McDonald. And number 44, Brock Keller, also earned his letter, mainly via special teams. Again, like Logan, one of those guys, he was on pretty much every unit we had at some point. He got a lot better, I thought, as the year went on. I had the pleasure of working with him at linebacker, and he showed great growth there as well. And he was also a leader on the JV team, mainly as a linebacker, and that's number 44, Brock Keller. Now on to our freshman. This guy, number 12, DeAndre Fears, kind of got thrown into the fire a little bit. Dre was getting ready for his first start, getting ready for his offensive practice, which he was going to play receiver, and then our turf caught on fire. So he had to deal with that. I thought he handled it very well. He also played in our lightning package at cornerbacker and also at running back. He's a guy who got thrown into the fire quite often. He never knew when his number was going to get called, but he was always ready when he did. He's a very tough kid, another one of these freshmen with a very bright future, and a guy that I'm very excited to work with the next 3 years, and that's number 6, Chad Davis. Next is number 63, Trenton Russell. Trenton rotated in at defensive end and on the offensive line, primarily at left tackle. Another guy that was always ready when his number got called, and he never knew when his number would get called. A guy that showed a lot of improvement from day one. We were very excited to see what he could be, and I think he achieved everything he could this year, and he's going to keep getting better as he gets stronger. Number 63, Trenton Russell. Our next freshman first-year letter winner is number 74, Andrew Neary. Andrew rotated in on the offensive line and the defensive line, making his first start against Girard as a left guard. He's a very versatile player, as you can figure, playing guard, tackle, and defensive end. He never let the moment get too big for him. In his first start, he handled it very well. I think 63 points speak for themselves. And he's another one of these guys, only going to get better as he continues to improve. Number 74, Andrew Neary. Our final first-year letter winner is number 23, Troy Snyder. Troy's a guy who earned his letter mainly in the second half of the year as a special teams player and also rotating in at safety. He got better every day, came to work every day, and just got the job done. One of the more quiet players on the team, but yet brought it every single day, and he was also a defensive leader on our JV team as a safety. Number 23, Troy Snyder. Let's give one more round of applause for our first-year letter winners. At this time, I'd like to hand it off to Coach Greg Williams, who will present our second-year letter winners.
Good evening, everyone. Again, Coach Gamble got me off the beach there in the summertime. Glad that he did. It was a very enjoyable season. My 23rd year coaching high school football, and it was an interesting one, that's for sure. But it sure was a lot of fun. Thank the coaches. It's a great group of guys to coach with, and I really enjoyed coming every day and being with those guys and being with the players. Seniors, my 4th year here at Sandy Valley, so kind of been here the same 4 years as you guys have been. You guys have accomplished a lot. You guys got a lot to be proud of, and I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck in your futures. I've got some second-year award winners here, so I'm going to call you up one at a time, say a few words about each one of you. The first guy that I have is number 3, Elijah Rice, senior. Elijah played safety and wide receiver for us. On offense, he had 17 receptions, 157 yards, and a touchdown. Defense, as a backup, 13 tackles, an interception, and a pass defended. Did you return that interception for a touchdown? You did, right? Yeah, good. All right. How can I forget? Elijah started all 10 games for us. Was a really good contributor for us on offense and on defense as well. Elijah's one of those kids that worked hard to achieve his goals that he had for this year, which was to start and to play a big role for us. Although he didn't have the huge stats that some of the other players had, he did what was needed for the team. Little things like running his routes hard, blocking. I know that he grew from the beginning of the year to the end. Beginning of the year, he would illegal crackback block, but by the end of the year, he would not. So that's pretty good growth. I mean, it's little things like that don't show up in the stats that we as a coaching staff certainly notice. Elijah's been a solid player for us for 4 years, and we will miss him on the field next year. Elijah Rice. Number 32, Justin King, senior. Justin played outside linebacker and wide receiver, had 9 tackles, a sack, a hurry, an interception. We won quite a few games here over the last 4 years, and you do not win as many games as we have without players like Justin King. He would probably be my choice for scout team player of the last 4 years. Every day in there, playing scout team, running back, the toughest position on the field. Gets beat up, goes over the sidelines, come back, does it again. He's a tough kid, shows up every day and accepted his role. It's not a real easy thing for someone to do. A lot of kids in his position would just give it up and quit, but he did not. He worked hard every day, and his efforts did not go unnoticed by myself or the rest of our coaching staff. Justin's been a good teammate, and we will miss his contributions to the team next year. Number 32, Justin King. Next up is number 17, Tanner Bowling, junior. Tanner played cornerback for us this year, was a wide receiver. Tanner had 30 tackles, an interception, and 6 passes defended. Tanner's a kid who early in the season did not start, but he never stopped coming to practice, never stopped working hard. And a few weeks into the season, Tanner was able to take over one of our cornerback positions, and he did a very great job. He was able to solidify our secondary, particularly after we lost Brady at the Indian Valley game. Tanner played, like I said, played very well for us the last half of the season, and we're looking forward to watching him grow and lead this team next year. Tanner will be looked at to play an important role both sides of the ball next season. Get in the weight room, show the younger guys how you're supposed to do it. Number 17, Tanner Bowling. Next up, number 5, Ben Petro, junior. Ben was our starting running back this year, and he also played about 5 or 6 positions on defense, I think. He had 74 carries, 533 yards, which is over 7 yards a carry, which is pretty impressive. 7 receptions, 37 yards, 41 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, interception for a touchdown. Is that the record? Yeah, it's a record, 80-yard touchdown, interception return, 4 passes defended. If there is one person who I think has improved the most in my 4 years here, I think Ben would be at the top of that list. He started off as a tiny little freshman, and now he's grown into, an excellent football player, really, really good football player. He's an excellent player for us this year. I think if we ran like an I offense, but if we did, I think Ben would easily have over 1,000 yards. Somebody would carry the ball 20 times or so. But he accepted the carries that he got. He did a great job, 7 yards a carry. That's pretty darn good. He's a good, tough runner, and he did a really good job in pass protection. Defense, as I mentioned, he was all over the field. He was an outside linebacker, but was asked to do an awful lot for us this year. The more that you're asked to do, the more confidence that we have in you as a player. So Ben played cover 2 corner, safety, some inside linebacker if needed. He did a really good job, everything we asked him to do. So looking forward to a great senior season and looking forward to seeing what you're going to do on the field next year. Ben Petro. Number 25, Brock Smith, Jr. Brock was the other outside linebacker and running back. Brock had 41 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, a couple of sacks, some hurries, 5 passes defended. Brock's another kid who hits the weight room and has really grown over the last couple of years. He and Ben started off as little guys, and now they're, the weight room, they've hit it, and, they're growing and growing here. Both play outside linebacker, both play running back. Both are back next year. Brock was a mainstay on our defense this year as an outside linebacker. And he's the type of player who only has 1 gear, and that's a high gear. High energy player all the time, whether it's against Kirtland or a Tuesday practice. He stepped up his game this year. We know he has the ability to take it up to the next level next year. Looking forward to see how high you will step up your game next year. Number 25, Brock Smith. Next up, number 55, Ashton Lee. Ashton played defensive end and center for us this year. He's in on 22 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss. And on offense, he played just about 100% of our snaps at center. And I don't think he had a bad snap all year. That's pretty tough. Did you have any bad ones? I don't think so. Cam? All good? That's tough. That's really tough. Center is a tough position. You got to snap that ball, shotgun, quarterback in the shotgun. So you got to snap it. You got to step. You got to block guys. You got to pick up blitzes. It's tough. And really the only time anybody notices the center is if there's a bad snap or he gets called for holding or something like that. So you only get noticed if something bad happens. And he did a great job snapping that football. Also as a defensive end, we ask our ends to do a lot, keeping contained, squeezing down, taking on guards and fullbacks, rushing the passer. So that's a tough position as well. We had a tough kid playing there, and a smart kid playing there. Ashton had a great season. He's a constant in the weight room, one of our strongest kids, and more importantly, he's just a very polite young man. All right? He has a 4.0 grade point average, which is pretty impressive. He's going to be a big-time leader for the Cardinals next season. Ashton Lee. Finally, number 70, Brandon Smith. Played the other defensive end. I'm sorry, Brandon Young. Sorry, Brandon. Brandon Young, number 70. He played the other defensive end and played offensive guard. He also had 22 tackles this year and played almost 100% of the snaps at left guard. As I said earlier about Ashton, you don't put up the numbers that we put up on offense without an offensive line, without a good offensive line. Brandon was one of those guys up front who did all the dirty work without the recognition. Brandon is a kid who has consistently gotten better and better over the years. He works very hard in the weight room, never misses practice, never complains, always works hard. You're always going to get 100% effort from Brandon Young. He's never a problem on or off the field. He's a great example of leading by example. He's very coachable, dependable, and hardworking. Attributes that are important not only in football, but in life as well. Brandon's going to be another guy that's going to be a big leader for this team next season. Number 70, Brandon Young. These are our second-year letter winners. Coach Reinbaugh's up next with 3-year letter winners. Before I start with the 3-year award winners, let me take a minute. Well, a couple things. Let me thank the seniors. Love you guys, you know that. It's been a joy to coach you over the last 4 years. You guys can be very proud of what you've accomplished. To the other guys, since we have you all here, just a couple of little housekeeping notes. Like Coach said, weight room starts on December 7th, 6 a.m., okay? Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, speed workouts are Fridays. They'll be after school, 2:40 is when we're going to start. Okay, should be about a half hour on Fridays. So 3 days of weight room at 6, and then the speed workout. You guys are welcome to come at 6. I know Meach loves that 6 a.m. lifting, so I'm sure he'll be there. Make sure you are in shorts or sweats. Make sure you got tennis shoes. You know we don't lift in flip-flops. Also remember, there's going to be no showers available for you. Okay, so whether you're spraying yourself with Axe or going to school smelling, yeah, they're going to have some stuff for you. But as long as the COVID thing's going on, you're not going to be able to shower. Okay, you also want to, you young guys, we're going to test the first week. So start thinking. Okay, I always tell you to plan. We're squatting on Monday. We're going to bench and dead on Wednesday, and we're going to clean. We're going to power clean on Friday. So start thinking, and that'll set your numbers. Okay. Any of you young guys that are not in platform, see me when we're done, so I can get an email, and I can get you guys into the platform. Okay. And just for the record, Kirtland won their 3rd straight state title on Saturday night. They were lifting on Sunday. So if you want to get there, okay, there's only one way, man. It doesn't lie. Ask these guys. Okay? I'm going to pick on him. Brady Russell benched 95 pounds as a freshman. Yeah, laugh it up. You know what he benched as a senior in the summer? 225. Okay? How'd he do it? He worked his tail off. So for you guys, there's no easy way, man. You just don't get stronger because you want to. Okay? Or just because you walk in. You get stronger because you work. And that's all these guys. Okay? That's all of them. They all work their tails off in that weight room. Okay? And that's how to get to where we want to be. Okay. So I've got the 3rd-year award winners. Let me do those. I'm going to start with Luke German. Luke is a 3rd-year Letterman, offensive lineman. Started this year at right guard. Luke, as I talked about the weight room, one of our strongest players. He squatted 475. He benched 335. He cleaned 225. He was a multi-year black shirt winner. You guys know those black shirts are coveted. Okay? He got better every year. Okay? As a freshman, I remember Luke had a hard time on warm-ups just getting across the field and back. Okay? He'd be in the weight room as a freshman, trying to squat, and he just didn't have that mobility, didn't have the hips. Okay? That's not the case anymore. Okay? He did very well, and he worked extremely hard. And you're going to hear a little bit later about this kid ran for this many yards, or this kid threw for whatever, and 50 touchdowns or whatever. It's guys like this that do the dirty work that nobody knows about, except maybe they get called for a holding. Okay? I was a lineman. I know what it's like. Okay? But without him doing his job, okay, none of that goes on. Okay? He was also a captain. Okay? He's an excellent student. And most of you don't know, but I remember from my current events class, he is the #1 Andrew Yang fan in Sandy Valley. Talked about that for a long time in my current events class. So good luck to you in whatever you decide to do, Luke, whether it's playing college or just go on in life. Number 78, Luke German. Okay, my next player is Mason Tucci. Mason was a wide receiver and a defensive back. Just to throw some statistics at you, he had 49 catches, 830 yards, which was 2nd on the team, 17-yard average, 8 touchdown receptions. He had 16 kickoff returns for 477, which is a 29.8-yard average, which I understand is a school record. I'm not really sure why touchdown or kickoff returns for TDs is not on the record board, should be. He had 3 kickoff returns for a touchdown. I got to assume if they were keeping track, that would be a school record as well. So all told, with a couple of punt returns, he had 1,310 yards total offense with 11 touchdowns, which is excellent. Defensively, he had 31 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 6 passes defended at the cornerback position. He got much more physical as a junior. Okay, we're still going to work him in the weight room. He's getting there. Okay, it's not his favorite thing to do, but we're working on some of those receivers to get him in there. Obviously, he is extremely fast if you watch this play at all. Okay, I like to see him get a little more vocal, which he knows. Okay, but I think Mason's going to have an excellent senior season. He's a scholar athlete. Of course, means he's an excellent student. He's also a black shirt recipient in the weight room. He was first team All-IVC, and he was also first team Eastern District. I would assume when the state teams come out here, whether it's the next week or two, you'll probably find his name on that list as well. So number 14, Mason Tucci. Next is Wyatt Moyer. O-line, D-line. When you think of Wyatt, when I think of Wyatt, versatility. I think he's played about every position on the offensive line. Started as a freshman at tackle. He's repped in at guard. He's repped in at center. Obviously, he's a smart kid. He can learn multiple positions. Again, like Luke, part of that offensive line that nobody really talks about, but they're one of the big reasons, obviously, that we can score 63 in a game or set records here and there for points and such. Defensively, he played our three technique, defensive tackle. He had 41 tackles, a tackle for loss, a couple of sacks, a couple QB hurries, also caused a fumble as well. Okay? Again, those guys on the D-line doing the dirty work that nobody really sees except the coaches when we watch film. Again, Wyatt is not only a student of the game, but he's an excellent student in school. He was a scholar athlete. He also was a black shirt recipient as well. He was first team All-IVC, and he was also first team Eastern District, which is a great accomplishment. He also has, along with some of his teammates, I'm not really sure what's going on with his hair thing, but he's got to be a first team All-Hair. That thing is looking interesting, to put it mildly. So Wyatt Moyer. You know I can say something about that, right? And last for me is Girard. When I think of Girard, at least I have a couple of things I think about, but for this year, I think it's unselfishness, even though I think he got promoted. Girard had been a running back for his freshman and sophomore years, but we needed a tackle. And we came up with the idea, so before I was absent for a while, we decided, maybe Girard can play there. Okay? He was unselfish. And again, there's nothing glorious about playing the O-line. Nobody's going to write about you in the repository for the O-line. But he willingly did it. Again, I think it's a promotion when they move you to the offensive and defensive lines, because that's where the tough guys have to be. You know it. So, he was unselfish and was willing to do that. He is our Mike linebacker. He's been that for the last 2 years. He had, just to throw some stats, 62 tackles, which was second on the team, a couple of sacks, 3 quarterback hurries, 2 INTs, and also had 2 passes defended. He is the architect of the D. He's the guy that runs things. I'll obviously be counting on him an enormous amount next year. He was also our 2020 Ironman of the Year, which means, and these guys know, for maybe anybody that doesn't, we have an Ironman competition, and guys get points for different lifts, or the 40, or the pro agility and different things. And Girard had the highest point total of any player on the team. That is a great accomplishment. He's a bright kid as well. He was a scholar athlete, obviously a black shirt. He was IVC's second team, but I believe he was first team All-Eastern District as well. He doesn't say much. Trying to get that to change a little bit too, but he is an excellent linebacker and an excellent offensive So these are the 3-year letter winners. Congratulations to all of them. Up next is Coach OG with the 4-year.
Before I get started, I just want to say this is my 4th year at Sandy Valley, and to the senior parents out there, you have to be very, very proud of your young men. I've had the opportunity to coach at four different schools and 4 different football programs, and I can honestly say that the seniors, this year's seniors, have led us to a 29-13 record over the last 4 years. And as Coach Gamble said, we've done a lot of things that other teams have not been able to do over the last 50 years. And so I know you're extremely proud of them, and the old apple doesn't fall far from the tree, as they say. And so you can be, again, time flies. You can probably remember when they were freshmen in high school, and you thought, well, it's going to last forever, but it goes very, very quickly. Before I have the opportunity of introducing our 4-year letter winners, and I'm going to take a little time with this because being a 4-year letter winner, it's just not just an everyday thing. They've been working their tails off for 4 years in the weight room. They're working in off season and during the season and keeping their grades up and get ready to on to school if they wish. And just to tell you, somebody stopped me just before I came to the banquet tonight, and a guy that I've known for a long time, he said, Coach, he said, how does it feel to be coaching for your son? You see, when I was at Perry, Coach Gamble's brother coached for me for 9 years in baseball. And Coach Gamble got a hold of me 4 years ago. We were out having lunch. He said, hey, I'd like you to coach for me. We never had an opportunity to coach together. I said, well, hey, what would you want me to coach? And he said, I'd like to coach quarterbacks and outside linebackers. And I said, quarterbacks? Okay. And he kind of talked me into it because I've been out of it for a while being the athletic director at Perry. And he said to me, yeah, we run the spread offense. Well, I was used to running a wing team offense. It's like going from English class to Russian class. It's completely different. And I said, what grade your quarterback in? Going to be this year? He said 8th grade. He's going to be a 9th grader. And that's almost unheard of having a freshman quarterback going to start for you. So that's the way it's been. But I want you to know, Coach Gamble, it's been a pleasure the last 4 years coaching for you. And some people say, what do we say? I know they were talking about, Coach Thomas said, OT, they don't yell at each other. We don't yell at each other either. We just, wish each other blessings and so forth on a Friday night. And but it's really, I'm really proud of him, and I'm very, very proud of our coaching staff. Like I said, I've been in 4 different schools and coached forever. And this coaching staff, I'll put second to none. They work hard, they're very, very knowledgeable, and just a great bunch of guys to be around. And with that coaching staff, with these young men right here, you can see why we were 29-13 the last 4 years. At this time, I'd like to bring up one at a time our 4-year letter winners and just spend a little bit of time with them because it's really an honor. The first one's number 77, Randy Johnson. Randy coming up is offensive tackle, defensive tackle. And in our offense, the spread offense and so forth, you hear a lot of accolades about wide receivers and the quarterback and the tailback and what have you. But it's the lineman up front to get the job done. And if you're a quarterback or you're running back, you need people to open up the line or protect you. And Randy has done a great job with us, especially the last 2 years. He's learned about the weight room, and his work ethic in the weight room is very, very good. It took a while to get him there. And once we got him there, I think he found out that it really works. And On defense this year, he had 28 tackles and 3 fumble recoveries. And again, it's easy to talk about linemen. Linemen just don't get enough recognition. I know all our line coaches will go along with that 100%. And that's where it is. If you don't have a good lineman, ask the Cincinnati Bengals yesterday, they lost their #1 draft pick. He may be out for 2 years because their line's not very good, plain and simple. But Randy did a great job for us, and he was honorable mention All-League and honorable mention All-District. Number 77, Randy Johnson. Number 4, Reese Franks. Reese is an inside linebacker and plays some tight end for us, but mostly inside linebacker. Reese, as you can see, hurt his thumb. In fact, it was so serious enough that the hand, he had to have surgery on it. He was only able to play in 7 ball games this year. Reese Franks is something it's really an inspiration to talk about, because I really truly believe that Reese, in the last year, has really come on and turn things around the right way. Reese, this year had 59 tackles. He was 3rd on the team in tackles, but he only played 7 games. If he'd have played all 10 games, he'd have been our leading tackler, without a doubt. He is a person who, he's a big hitter. He likes to hit, and he gets fired up. The big thing about Reese Franks is he's got to, he's learned over the years, especially this year, how to control that emotion. When Reese, you don't have to give him a pep talk before a ball game, because it's just a matter of bringing him down. He's just fired up, and but he's a perfect type of guy to be an inside linebacker. And again, along with his 59 tackles this year, he had 3 fumble recoveries. And again, he even had a kickoff return, I think, of 4 yards once. I was reading the stats today. I said, wow, that's right, he did have one. That was great. And I can tell you one thing, Ben Petro, who wrote the school record on that that interception, I remember making a comment in the paper. He said that it was Reese Franks. I think he took 2 guys out going down the field. You can see it was on film. It was great. And I mean, was it 4? I don't know exactly, but the body's flying everywhere. And of course, it's all about the guy that got the interception, but Reese is a great block. So Reese is also 2nd team All-League and 2nd team All-District. Reese Franks, number 4. Number 21, Brady Russell. Brady is a defensive back and a wide receiver. Ready for my talk for him. I tell you about Brady. We lost Brady early in the season with a broken leg, as everybody well knows. And he didn't have the greatest stats this year because he had 2 games, basically. But I've never seen a football player that moves and propels and plays as hard as he does for his size and on 30 years of coaching football. I mean, he's just a great young man. This year, just real quick, he had 4 receptions for 54 yards, 13.5-yard average, and he had 1 punt return, 1 kickoff return, and 11 tackles from the safety position. And then the leg was broken, and he was devastated. I know his parents were devastated, because I wanted to read what he did last year. And I was talking to a College of Worcester coach about 3 weeks ago, and talking about Brady, and he couldn't believe it. He said, I'm sure he's gotten a hold of him since. He's just phenomenal as far as what he accomplished his junior year. He had 125 tackles last year, and I said, well, why do we want to talk about it now? Because what he did last year, he not only, when he broke his leg, went to the hospital, he came back as soon as he could, was a student coach on the field. In fact, he was doing better snaps, I think, for punts and stuff before the game. He told me he was going to do a better job than I did. So, but anyhow, here's what he did last year. It's just not too much. 125 tackles from the safety position. That's not good. I mean, it's not good from the team defensive standpoint when you have 125 tackles coming from your safety position. But he did it, and it was phenomenal. He had 7 interceptions, 1 sack, 2 defensive touchdowns, 8 tackles for loss, 11 pass breakups, which was a school record. He had 6 caused fumbles, 3 of them last year. If you remember the curling game, the playoffs, he had 3 of them in 1 game, which was a school record. He was Defensive Player of the Year last year in the IBC. He was first team All-Star County, first team All-Ohio. And this is a remarkable situation that I just found out recently. Not that he wouldn't deserve it, but Brady was named first team All-District playing in 2 ball games. See, how did that happen? Coaching staff had nothing to do with that. That was the press that put him in there because of what he did last year. And that is quite an accomplishment. And so, like I said, pound for pound, he's as good a football player as I've ever been around. And I really mean that his future's bright. I know he plays basketball and baseball. And hopefully he'll go on and play one of those sports, perhaps maybe football, because he could play. Number 21, Brady Russell. Number 2, Meach Evans. Goes by Demetrius, but he's always been Meach to me. Wide receiver and defensive back. He's also a singer. I don't know if you know that or not. He's going to cut a CD soon. He's been promising I'm going to get one of the first copies. But it was 2 years ago, so I guess it's just a little bit of a technological problem with it. But I don't want to embarrass him tonight. He won't get up here and sing for you. But Meach has had a fantastic career at Sandy Valley High School. Just to tell you some things about what he's done. Meach, here's this very interesting stat. He carried the ball 3 times this year for 14 yards. You say, wow, that's not too impressive. Well, let's flip it around. He had caught 59 passes this year for 1,143 yards, which is a school record. And his passes, he averaged 19.37 yards a catch. That's not too shabby. In his last game at Sandy Valley, just a couple of weeks ago, he caught 3 touchdown passes. Meach caught 18 touchdown passes, which is a school record in a single season. He led the team in scoring with 108 points. On defense, he was the kind of a guy that didn't come off the field much at all. You can see Meach is not. I like little guys because I'm not 6'5", 235. You know, I kind of like to see smaller guys sometimes make them happen. And Meach is a freshman. You see his brother Dre. Dre is probably bigger than Meach was as a freshman. But he's worked hard. He's pound for pound. Everybody that plays us, they try to defend him. On defense, he led the team in tackles with 65. He had 1 interception. He had 10 punt returns for an 8.5-yard average, and he had 17 kickoff returns. Meach holds the Stark County record for career touchdowns with 40. And when I talk about the Stark County thing, there's an awful lot of great football players have come through Stark County for the record books. And when you can hold this record of 40 career touchdowns and coming from Sandy Valley High School, the smallest school, anytime you can make those records at Stark County, and there's nothing against Tuscarora County or Carroll County, whatever, but you've got those big schools there. It's one of the best counties in the state. It's quite an honor. Also, Meach broke the Sandy Valley individual game record this year against Claymont when he had 13 catches for 251 yards. Meach was Special Team Player of the Year last year in the IVC. Meach was first team All-League the last 2 years. Meach was named first team All-District this year. Was named first team All-Star County wide receiver also this year. And he's just had a verbal offer from Lake Erie College in Division II up in the Cleveland area. And so the sky's the limit for Beach. If he just continues to do his, and gets his work ethic and keep going as hard as he has, everybody that's played us the last 4 years, they have to stop. Number 2, he's one of the guys that they have to stop. Everybody talks about it, and their defense is predicated around him. So again, sky's the limit. Good luck, Meach. We're going to really miss you. Number 2, Demetri 7. Number 10, Cameron Blair. Cameron played quarterback and outside linebacker. On our coaching staff, it's kind of a thing. I'm sure they're all smiling right there. Cam's my boy, you know, that's what they say. Of course, he's just one of our players, but he's a girl. In my 30-some years of coaching high school football, he is the best quarterback that I've been associated with, either coaching or been on a staff. And I've been in 4 pretty good schools. As far as his quarterback's ability, the biggest thing about Cam, I can say this, is his leadership. He's a great person. Plays 3 sports. He played basketball, and last year, I think it was his first year of basketball. If you're going back to wrestling, I'd probably be happy about that. And he also will be a 4-year letterman in baseball. That's a very important thing. All these guys who stand up here now are real good character people, and that's what you're looking for. This season, this is what Cam did. He rushed for 647 yards on 89 carries for a 7.27 yard average. Cam passed for 2,443 yards and 29 touchdowns. He completed 156 passes out of 251 attempts for 622 average and only 4 interceptions. Of course, 4 interceptions is 4 too many. We talked about that. But you stop and think about it once. When you throw that many passes, 251 and intercepted 4 times, I think Baker Mayfield would like to have that kind of stat. In his last game, he threw for 5 touchdowns and ran for 2 on our Sandy Valley Cardinal football field. Not a bad way to end your career. As far as punting, he was our punter. He's been our punter the last 2-3 years. He's averaging 46.8 yards last year, just a little shy of that this year, which is a school record. And he's right at the top of the county in punting. Cam ended up his high school career with 2 Stark County records. As I mentioned, Meach has the receiver record. Now you've got 2 guys right here that's got 3 Stark County records from Sandy Valley High School, a Division V school. Cam has the most passing yards in a career of 9,181 yards. And he has the most touchdowns thrown, it was 116 in the history of Stark County football. He beat the record. The record was 81. He has 116. So you can see that his career has been outstanding here at Sandy. He also accounted for 145 total touchdowns. That's throwing and running. Cam was the IVC first team all 4 years, and he was the co-player of the year in Division V in the state of Ohio last year. Cam's sophomore and junior year, he was the MVP of the league. He was All-Star County at quarterback the last 2 years. Cam was named co-player of the year in the district this year right here. And Cam is being recruited by quite a few schools. And whoever he ends up with, they're going to get a great quarterback. And again, he's helped me an awful lot because coming from being a wing T guy, the biggest thing on wing T for a pass is the option, just flip it out. That's pretty much wing T. And of course, we run the spread, and we'll throw it 35 or 40 times a game sometimes. And again, you couldn't ask for a better young man to be a quarterback in an offense that we run. And I think he's one of the best quarterbacks that the state of Ohio has ever had. Number 10, Cameron Blair. Nice round of applause again for our 4-year veteran. We're going to really miss him. Thanks, guys.
Okay, 2020 Scholar Athletes. This is the one that you want to be called up for and stand up for. Okay? This is getting it done not only on the field, but getting it done in the classroom. Okay? This is your ultimate goal to get on. Last 3 years, this is the largest list of guys that made it. So I'm very, very proud of that for this year. So our first one to come on up is freshman Jackson Clark with a 4.0. Jade Capella. Chad Davis. Dante Philo, 4.0. Nikki Petro, 4.0. Andrew Neary, 4.0. Troy Snyder. Alonzo Boucher. Tanner Bowling. Jared Drobny. Ashton Lee, 4.0. Wyatt Moyer. Benny Petro. Mason Tucci. Brady Russell, 4.0. Cameron Blair. Luke German. And Bryce Singer isn't here. Again, this is where your name wants to be called. Okay, this is where you want to be. All right, getting it done on the field and in the classroom. Our 2020 Scholar Athletes. Next for our special awards. Again, we don't give out MVPs or most valuable, this, that, and the other. Okay, this is the ultimate team game here, man. Ultimate team sacrifice. So we give out our captain awards, and we give out our scout team players of the year. So first, we're going to recognize our captains and give out our captain awards for Brady Russell, Demetrius Evans, Luke German, and Cameron Blair.
So we can't have a season to do without our coaches. So we'd like to have all the coaches come up here as well. Let's give these guys a round of applause.
Our 2020 captains. Next is our scout team our Scout Team Players of the Year that demonstrates the ultimate sacrifice to help the team. Our first one is a freshman. He always gives us a great look in practice, helped us get everyone on the same page, which is a difficult task as a Scout Team quarterback. He's also always a gamer in practice. He brought it every day, and he came to work. The future is extremely bright for this young man. And this is our co-Scout Team Player of the Year, freshman Nikki Petra. Next, our next Scout Team Player of the Year is a senior. Being a senior on the Scout team and always volunteering to help out to make the team get better and sacrifice is what sacrifice is all about. He was very versatile, played multiple positions on our Scout team, and he got us better every day. Our co-Scout Team Player of the Year, senior, number 32, Justin King. These are our 2020 Scout Team Players of the Year. Okay, next, we're going to go into our IBC recognition. First up, honorable mention, Randy Johnson. Second team, all IBC, Reese Franks, Jared Drobny, and Brock Smith. First team IBC, Mason Tucci, Ben Petro, Demetrius Evans, and Cameron Black. And Whitemore. Sorry, Whitemore. I forgot to tell you that, Whitemore. Those are our 2020 IBC winners. Congratulations, guys. All right, we're going to, for this last part, we're going to recognize our Eastern District guys. Awards and all that haven't come, I mean, the ink hasn't even dried yet on it. So again, we don't have any awards for you just yet. But if you want to stand and be recognized for our all Eastern District, which is, again, that's a lot of teams in our Eastern District, so to be recognized and be on this list is pretty incredible. So our honorable mention for offensive line, Randy Johnson. And also for at linebacker, Brock Smith. Second team, at running back, Ben Petro. At linebacker, Reese Franks. First team, Demetrius Evans at wide receiver. First team, at wide receiver, Mason Tucci. First team at offensive line, Wyatt Moyer. First team at defensive back, Brady Russell. First team at linebacker, Jared Drobny. And the co-offensive player of the year, quarterback, Cameron Blair. All right, this comes the time where we almost wrap this up, but before we do that, I want to one last time recognize our seniors. So I'm going to take my time with this a little bit, and I'm going to I'm going to call up each senior individually, and they're going to stand behind their jerseys. Parents, you can take pictures during this time, when they're standing behind their jerseys. But then we're going to give away our red jerseys to pass on to. Okay. So the first one is Demetrius LaShawn Evans. Next up, Elijah Kale Rice. Next up, Reese Dale Franks. Then we have Cameron Jacob Blair. Brady Ryan Russell. Justin Lee King. Randy Allen Johnson. Orlo Luke German. And Bryce James Stinger is not here. Stand behind these guys real quick so we can recognize these guys for their amazing careers here at Sandy Valley. Guys, one last time, if we could stand and honor these guys for our 2020 seniors. Thank you, seniors. And we're going to conclude this banquet with, and conclude this historic season with a season highlight video created by our very own coach, Ben Thomas, and YT Productions. Anyway, last thing I just want to say is, again, thank you for everybody involved in this season. I know the season was unique, but we made the most of it, we maximized it, and we're better tested for it. So, again, thank you, seniors. Thank you, underclassmen. Thank you, parents. This concludes our award ceremony tonight. Thank you. Drive home safe.